This is Steve Ridgell, and I want to take a minute and tell you about my friend, Adriana. Adriana and her friend Charles have been coming to our Jesus Journey class and coming Sunday mornings for about the last month. Now, it started, like a lot of people, boy, life's been hard, and Charles will tell you he's got a record and he's worked hard to defeat some of his demons, and Adriana's had a hard life, did what she could to survive, and they became friends. And Charles did some work when he was staying at a halfway house. He did some work for one of our members. Kevin and Christina Batten invited them to church and didn't think much about it because they invite everybody. And one day, Charles and Adriana showed up, and they loved it. It was what Charles had been looking for. Up till he was about 10, he had a grandmother that really wanted to keep him in church. And then over time, he kind of went away from that. Adriana didn't have much church background at all. A little bit when she was very young as a Catholic, but not much since then. But they really enjoyed church. They appreciated Kevin. And Christina Batten put a lot of time in with Adriana. They would meet for coffee and talk about life and Jesus. And Christina not only is a passionate Christian who wants to tell everybody about Jesus, but she's got some counseling skills. And so that was really helping Adriana. And then one night in the Jesus Journey class, we talked about the family of God. That one of the things, if you're going to get on your Jesus journey, is you get a family. And how important that is, how valuable that is. And sometimes those of us that were raised in pretty healthy families or have pretty good extended families, we forget how really valuable the family of God is. We shouldn't, but when most of your family's Christian, it's easy to do. And I just watched Adriana for part of that class, and boy, she just was loving that. And so after class, she couldn't wait to get to somebody and say, okay, this is what I want, this is what I need, I want to be born again. Now, I want to be honest about Adriana here. If we had said, okay, if you want to be part of the family of God, go stand on the roof and yell, I love Jesus 3 times, and you'll be a Christian in the family of God, and she'd have done it. Because what she really wanted was that sense of family. She was seeing it from Christina and Kevin. She was getting a sense of it in the journey class because we are a close class. And then it just was an exciting moment. But as part of our class, we talked about the way you get into families is being born again. And so we talked about being born again of water and the Spirit. So when she got out of class, one of our sweet older ladies, Mary, said something to her, met her, and she said, well, guess what? I want to be baptized. So Mary got us and said, I don't know what y'all did, but she's excited. Spent some time that night and just talking about what it means to follow Jesus, what it means to be born again. And asked her to pray about it for 2 or 3 days, and she said, I want to do it. And so this last Sunday, we baptized Adriana. She was born again. But here's what was interesting about that. She wanted to do it in front of her new family. Now, we do a lot of that at Hillcrest. We have worship first, and a lot of times at the end of worship, we baptize people between worship and class. Makes class a little late, but hey, we're baptizing people. That's a great thing. But I didn't realize how nervous she would be. They almost didn't get there last Sunday. They were late. We were about halfway through worship when they got there because she was so nervous, so scared a little bit. So got everything ready. Our whole congregation, about 600 or wherever our attendance is, sitting out there and singing great songs, and it's time to do that. And she steps down into the baptistry where I'm waiting for her. She looks out, and she almost passes out. And so I catch her, and I say, you okay? And she turns around to leave. She said, I can't do this in front of everybody. We said, it's okay, we'll do it later, but these people are here to love you, support you. Christina, my wife, a lady named Pam, they were all there to catch her and say, hey, these are here to support you. And so she turned around. She was so nervous she could hardly speak. But we asked what she believed about Jesus, and she was able to get out that I believe he's God's son who died for me and was raised from the dead. And so then we baptized her. And when she came up out of the water, she was so happy. And of course, our church, as we typically do, burst out in a spontaneous standing ovation. And when she saw that, it almost overwhelmed her. She blew a kiss to her new family. And then she was relaxed and happy and telling everybody afterward about her journey and meeting people and loving people. And I look forward to what God's going to do with Adriana. I look forward to when Charles makes his decision. God's doing great things, and I just am thankful I got to be a little part of watching Adriana's journey. This is Steve Ridgell saying, if you haven't been born again, there's a family waiting for you.